In this video, I make my own version of GTA 6 in just 1 week. So, if you live under a rock and don't know what GTA is, it's an open world action adventure game that was released almost 9 years ago, and ever since fans have been waiting for a part 6. But enough is enough. It's time to take things into my own hands and try to create GTA 6 from scratch. Okay, so here's the plan. I need to create an open world city with workable AI, a police, and some missions. I mean, how hard could that possibly be? So I opened up Unity and created a 3D project. We then shoved a bean into our game and attached a camera to it. This is going to be our player for now. And since I've never really made a third-person game before, I searched up on the internet and found a simple tutorial for practice. And after copying it, following the tutorial very closely, I could now move and look around. But here's the problem. We have a bean running around the map which looks weird. Really weird. And since all of you already know, my modeling skills are kinda questionable, so we'll just skip on that for now. So we found this really cool model online for free. So we downloaded it and imported it into Unity. And yeah, the player can now move. Well, he looks kinda weird, so let's add some animations. I downloaded a walk and a sprint animation, and after connecting some lines and writing a bit of code, it works perfect. And after smashing my head for a while, he works just fine now. Now, what fun is GTA if we can't shoot? So we headed into Blender. No, not that type of Blender, the 3D modeling software. And after spending a little too long, I created a very simple pistol model and imported it into Unity. We then wrote a script which basically just spawns a sphere and adds force to it whenever we shoot. Well, we can't aim. So to fix this, we basically create another virtual camera, which is just a zoomed in version of a main camera, and whenever we press the aim button, the main camera. And yeah, we can now aim. Well, our play looks kinda weak. So we downloaded a pistol idle animation from Mixamo and applied it to our play. And to make it look a little bit better, we rotate our player's body depending on where we're aiming at, just like in every third-person shooter ever. And yeah, it looks great. Well, we have nobody to shoot at. So we downloaded some more models from Mixamo and created a very simple AI script which moves them from one point to another. Well, the problem is the AI is dumb, just like me. And so to fix this, we give the AI a choice between multiple waypoints so that they don't move around in the same loop over and over again. Another problem with the AI is while rendering 100 moving people all over the city will probably burn my PC. And so to fix this, we randomly spawn AI near the player every 10 seconds. And if they leave the player's vision radius, they're deleted so that my PC does not explode. Now it's time to kill our AI. So if the bullets collide with the AI, he plays a dying animation and disappears. He also drops a random amount of cash which the player can then pick up. We also added a particle effect to make the kill look a little bit more juicy. Okay, so now it's time to create a map for our city. I first went into Photoshop and created a very rough sketch of the idea of the map. So I want to create a small island, as making a whole city in just 1 week is not possible, especially for a dumbass like me. I started off by creating simple terrain in Unity. I then surrounded the entire place with cool stylized water that I found on the Unity asset store. I then went into Blender to create the buildings for the map, and after spending literally 2 sleepless days, I had this model and this model and this model and all of these. Yeah, so then I was randomly placing these buildings all around the map. Now let's add some roads so we can add some cars. Definitely not foreshadowing anything. I found this really cool asset which makes making roads so much easier. Thank you to MicroGST, very cool. After a while, we have our map. We just added some small little details such as lamps, neon signs, beach chairs, and yeah, the map looks quite cool now. Well, the map looks kinda dark and boring. So to fix this, I just played around with the lighting settings a little and added some post-processing. And yeah, the game looks a lot better now. We also added occlusion culling, which basically only renders what the camera sees, which helps a lot in the performance for the game. Now, one of the best parts of playing GTA is, well, driving cars. So we added a cube. This is going to be our car for now. And we then started working on creating a car controller. And after watching a few tutorials and reading a lot of documentations, we can now move our car. Well, when we turn, this happens. Yeah, so we just adjusted some values and it works fine for now. We then downloaded this really cool car model from the Unity asset store and imported it in. Well, we can't sit in the car. And to fix this, we create a sphere collider which is going to act as a trigger. If we are within the sphere and press E, our car script activates and our player becomes invisible and follows the car. We also created another virtual camera for a car which is activated when we're in the car. And yeah, we can now drive the car just fine. Well, we can now commit crimes and just get away with it. So let's add police. I first added a police car into Unity and wrote a simple script so that the police car can follow us, and it works perfect. Come on, not again. And after changing the stopping distance, it works great. We then created a trigger around the car, and if the player collides with this trigger, he is arrested and respawned at a hospital since we don't have a police office. And yeah, we basically already have a Grand Theft Auto game. Well, let's add some missions. We added a phone system and we can now receive missions. We have an option to choose to accept or deny them. We have a total of 3 missions in the game. The first one is delivering a package. The second one is stealing a car and selling it off, and the third mission is to kill a certain person. All of these missions have some sort of monetary reward. Well, it's hard to guide the player to the exact piece, so I decided on creating a mini-map. So we just took a top-down picture of our map and then found the relative position of a player on the map and updated it whenever we moved. We also added directions for the players to follow when doing missions. Talking about UI, we added a simple money and ammo counter on the top. Well, they don't look very GTA-like. So we downloaded this GTA font online, and yeah, a game is now complete. And yeah, that is the game I created in a week's worth of work. It's pretty cool, I guess. It's not exactly what I'd envisioned, but for only a week, I'm pretty happy with the way the game looks. And yeah, if you want to play the game for yourself, the link is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, smash like, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.